But I was going to say, like, prior to summer, this was one of those matchups that was kind of like your fantasy matchup, right? It's like your top NA versus your top EU. It was like one of those ones where you're like, this is Captain America versus Thanos wielding Thor's hammer. Like,
yeah,
that's what you're...
If that's Captain America, then
Yeah.
this is America's ass, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. This is. But then we see Sandstorm versus Blue. This is going to be game one of best of 5. And after summer, we kind of found out.
Bro,
that America
Blue was in
better.
losers bracket so early.
He's just trying to extend
In
that.
winners round 1 of
top
top 32, he lost to Kosalix.
Wow.
And then he played like 6 sets before top 8.
He's trying to beat
Like
his
4
record.
sets.
He's trying to beat his record of
Yeah,
most
right?
sets played in losers bracket to win a tournament. Right now, he's looking pretty strong though, playing that Qatar game against Sandstorm.
And he 3-1'd everyone. He 3-1 Blood, he 3-1 Addy, he 3-1 Noel, and now he's coming up against Sandstorm.
I've seen Sandstorm on that historic pick. That's the Mordex. That's what he's kind of famous for.
Yep.
Like recently, if you're just jumping into the Brawlhalla community, you're like, oh no, he plays Azul. Like that's kind of the thing. But no, Sandstorm has made history with this Mordex.
And Blue's also made history in EU as the most dominant EU player with the Sasuri pick. He's spending a lot of time on the Sasuri pick. That side stick coming out from Sandstorm, that weapon toss is going to be the thing that hits Blue. Both players red. A minute into this game, the D-Light recovery.
Not going to be enough to finish off that stock. Downlight recovery, and Blue takes the lead over Sandstorm. You got to believe Blue was going back and rewatching those VODs from summer, really studying up on this matchup. Like, there's a lot of matchup knowledge that he was going to be working on.
But the thing that I don't know if Blue's going to be able to nail down is Sandstorm. I think Taza told me this. Is he asked Sandstorm like why he's so good, and Sandstorm said like I don't know.
Sandstorm doesn't know.
Like he said I don't know, and honestly that's on brand. That's a Sandstorm answer.
Yeah, that really is. He is good. You are seeing very different gauntlet plays coming out from Sandstorm. Back in Dallas, it was a lot of this vertical game with nairs into chase dodge recovery, kind of going up and down.
Yeah.
But instead, this time we're seeing a little bit more horizontal to it. We saw him go into like a down air and tried to follow up with a nair.
Even though Blue took the first stock, Sandstorm does have the lead. Hitting that signature, but unfortunately Blue is not in kill range at that point. Throwing out that down signature.
Completely denying the weapon. Sidelight into recovery, not enough to finish off the stock from Blue. Goes for another signature. Sandstorm is in complete control right now. Blue has not touched a weapon for a minute, and a raw side signature.
And they were just standing still, kind of waiting for the other one to make the move. It was high noon.
Yeah.
And they were both about to draw.
He might have drawn a little early on the clock.
Might have.
Like Blue was like waiting for it to hit exactly noon, and Sandstorm pulled the trigger early.
What's the rules when that happens?
Sandstorm wins and Blue's dead.
Yes, it's like, does anything happen to the guy who draws early? Or they could be like, you're fine. $150.
Some guy at the bar calls you yellow belly.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, hey, you want a high noon?
Yeah. That'd be so weird if you're just known as the guy who duels
a
but
little
draws
early.
early. Like, what a jerk.
Sandstorm now with a big lead over Blue, though. Blue in the orange on his final stock in game one. Sandstorm still sitting on that second one. The Gauntlets tries to get the dunking move, that down signature.
Weapon toss.
Yo, the weapon toss to deny the weapon pickup. That's mean, man.
That put him away just far enough. Goes for the dare into the ground pound, trying to hit that.
You saw him fade away to
Yeah.
get that ground pound, too. Like, he was trying to position for it.
Because you can hit that true if you bounce your opponent off and they're in a certain health range and you're in a certain position. It's tough to do, but Sandstorm does it with somewhat ease.
Just running forward towards Blue. Blue slaps him away. Still an extra stock behind this one for Sandstorm. Meanwhile, Blue cannot afford to take much more damage. That Neutralite almost sending him off screen.
He contested that falling cider that Blue was looking for. There's a cider, but it's on the wrong side of the stage. Sandstorm still surviving. The weapon toss going down. There's not a spawn on stage yet for Blue to retreat and grab. It just fell and was all the way on the other side of the stage. Sandstorm taking game one.
This is Wildcard Sandstorm, the current 1v1 world champion, one of the most dominant Brawlhalla players in 1v1s as a whole, going up against Blue, the most dominant EU player.
We talk about LDZ for having such an amazing legacy. I think Sandstorm, I don't think his legacy is necessarily there yet because LDZ won 2 world championships. We haven't had Sandstorm around for 2 world championships yet to see if someone else will be able to match LDZ in that. But we have, like with LDZ, he had the 2 world championships, and that was somewhat it. Between the two, there was a dry spell for him where he wasn't playing in tournaments very often. Sandstorm, his legacy comes from the just week to week, month to month, absolute domination where it seems like nobody can touch him in singles and in doubles.
In 2019, he has not placed outside of top 8.
Yep.
As a whole. I think his worst placement as a whole is 5th.
We are on the Great Hall. You're seeing Sandstorm over on those soft platforms, and Blue just maintaining stage control, throwing out those nairs when Sandstorm tries to land, but Blue's on the edge.
An alt input nair into the wall to try to follow up into a recovery. That is something that you do not see from Scythe players, but he was starting to do that more back at Dallas. He was trying to use those walls with those alt nairs so that he can go for more follow-ups. Like on Twilight Grove, you're trying to see him do it.
That's going to be a punished side signature from Blue. He's able to get around it and behind it. The recovery is going to send Blue to the left. Sandstorm over on the wall, recovers high, just right over the head of Blue. We're about 1 minute and 20 seconds in. No kill yet.
Sidelight not going to be enough.
And if Blue wants to kill, it's going to take a lot of nairs to kill off the top. He might have much better luck. It'll take a lot of, apparently, gauntlet recoveries.
That was a low recovery, though.
That Great Hall kill ceiling very high. Blue just sitting still somehow. I think he bribed the gods of Brawlhalla to just drop that weapon spawn to him. And he's going to finish that up.
The weapon toss reading the dare from Sandstorm actually catches his feet, and so Blue is going to take that first stock. Oh, goes for the down sig. Blue has an opportunity to widen the gap here.
Sandstorm unarmed. He's at a weapon disadvantage. One's going to come in. Blue's not immediately going to throw his weapon away and strip the field. He was going to play around it by like a trap, but Sandstorm was able to knock him away, pick up the scythe. A couple 2, 3, 4 nairs coming in for Blue. You see him not going over to the edge to edgeguard Sandstorm. Now he heads over to the wall.
I mean, that's kind of a staple of Blue's play is he has very, very safe edge guards. He'll actually play kind of an extra dash stance away from the corner, just knowing that you're going to burn a lot, panicking, trying to wait for him, and then he'll come in, just dash in, downlight side air, and finish the stock off.
Sandstorm about 30 damage behind. He might even end up very quickly. Nice little 3-hit side string. 4 hits. Doesn't find the recovery. Blue retreats back to the middle, directly in the middle, trying to maintain that stage control.
Both of them throwing out their gravity cancels. Neutral light comes out from Blue. And we're seeing him really try to slow this one down. Every single time Sandstorm gets in, he gets a little bit more damage, but Blue's trying to win out in just the per-hit game.
Now that side signature didn't send Blue off screen. Trying to throw those downlights to catch Blue when he's just high enough on that corner to where his hurt box peeks over the edge. That one's going to dunk, and it's going to lead to the kill.
Had just enough distance on it to go over the corner, and he can throw it down. That's an active input signature. He can go for the throw up. We saw that earlier, and that time he goes for the down throw off stage.
I think any other kill option that Scythe has wouldn't have killed there except for the dunk. If he had a side signature, I think he would have needed another one. If he would have thrown up with that signature, that wouldn't have killed. If he would have done a recovery over the edge, it wouldn't have killed. So that was the exact one he needed to take that stock off of Blue, make this lead bigger and bigger.
Side air. We'll send Sandstorm off, but we're seeing a repeat of game 1. He had this same exact lead in game 1. And he's looking to repeat it with the weapon toss. Sandstorm is going to help you save $100 on your car insurance.
Now he's
save $100 by switching to Sandstorm.
So far, it seems like Sandstorm is repeating his performance, but there's definitely a different odor about his play style.
You think it stank?
No, it's just different. I didn't say it was bad.
It's he changed up the cologne?
The way he's playing.
It's not Chanel No. 5 anymore? That's not a cologne.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah. I think there's a Rick Ross song that talks about Chanel No. 5.
I'm glad you know that specifically from music. Like that's your knowledge of the world.
Most things that I know are from rap songs.
Yeah.
That's why I ordered Clams Casino the other night. It's because the music producer Clams Casino made a Lil B rapped over a Clams Casino beat.
Meanwhile, Sandstorm and Blue going to Miami Dome for Game 3. Blue with the sword play, and you're seeing him again. He's trying to slow it down against Sandstorm. I'm surprised he didn't switch characters. We talking about, yeah, he has the Asuri. That's kind of what he made a name for himself with. But he also has a really good Koji.
He does have a really good Koji. But I don't think he probably wants to play the Koji. I think we would have seen the switch right now, but maybe he might be second guessing that, because look at the lead that Sandstorm has. This is what I would have expected based off of the performance at DreamHack Summer coming out from Sandstorm. This looks like dominant Sandstorm play. Game 1 and Game 2 look like careful Sandstorm play, but this looks like dominant Sandstorm play.
Game 1 and Game 2, he was just trying to figure out the opponent, trying to figure everything out. Now you're seeing him really start to pop off in the off stage. Oh my goodness, Blue. Sandstorm just went back in.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for it. He's like, all right, let me
Sandstorm
reset, go back in, hit the dare, and Sandstorm with 3 stocks to the 1 of Blue. He's just going in, downlight, down air, downlight, down air, downlight, nair, nair.
Oh my
Sandstorm!
Oh my
God, Blue, why'd you turn around? Why'd you go back in?
Oh my God!
He hit the chains dodge, and he was like, I'm gonna go back, I want more. Sandstorm, 3 stocks, Blue in Game 3.
Oh my God!
That was unnecessary. He had that in the bag, and he just went in, showing everyone that gauntlets are still